Hello everyone. In this video, let us discuss about the combinational circuits. The logic circuits can be either sequential logic circuit or a combinational logic circuit. In sequential logic circuit, the outputs are dependent on both their present input and the previous output state. Whereas in a combinational logic circuit, the output is dependent at all times only on the combination of its present inputs. Okay, so a combinational circuit comprises of logic gates whose outputs at any time are determined directly from the present combination of inputs without any regard to previous inputs. Okay, so if you are considering the present input as well as the previous state, then it is a sequential logic circuit. In the case of a combinational circuit, the output always depends only on the present combination of inputs. And so, in combinational circuit, there is no need to have a memory. Okay, so in the case of sequential logic circuit, it considers the previous state also. So to store the previous state, it requires a memory. But in the case of combinational circuit, it is memoryless because we are not considering the previous value. We are considering only the present combination of inputs. Okay. So the outputs of combinational logic circuits are only determined by the logical function of their current input state, logic 0 or logic 1 at any given instant of time. Okay. The basic components of a combinational circuit are input variables, logic gates, and output variables. Okay. The logic gates accepts signals from the input lines and generate signals through the output lines. This process transforms the binary information from the given input data to a required output data. The n input variables come from an external source, whereas the m output variables go to an external destination. And here the source or the destination are storage registers. If registers are also included with the combinational gates, then the circuit becomes a sequential circuit. Registers are nothing but the memory element, right? So if memory elements are also included with the combinational gates, then the circuit becomes a sequential circuit. The combinational circuit is a memoryless logic circuit, whereas the sequential circuit requires a memory to store the previous state of the cell. The three main ways of specifying the function of a combination circuit are Boolean algebra, which forms the algebraic expression showing the operation of the logic circuit for each input variable, either as true or false, that results in a logic 1 output. Then the second method is truth table, which defines the function of a logic gate by providing a list that shows all the output states in a tabular form for each possible combination of inputs. And the third way is logic diagram, which is a graphical representation of a logic circuit, which shows the wiring and connections of each individual logic gate represented by a specific graphical symbol which implements the logic circuit. So these are the three main ways of specifying the function of a combinational logic circuit. So the function can be specified either using Boolean algebra expression or as a truth table or through the graphical representation of the logic circuit, that is the logic diagram. So we can specify the function using either of these three ways. The design procedure of any combinational circuit involves the following step. First, we need to state the problem. Then the total number of available input variables and the required output variables are determined. The truth table that defines the relationship between the inputs and outputs is derived. Then obtain a Boolean function from the truth table and draw the logic diagram of the circuit. There are three main types of combinational circuits, Arithmetic and logical combinational circuits include the adder circuits, subtractors, comparators, programmable logic device, etc. The data handling combinational circuits includes multiplexers, demultiplexers, encoders and decoders. Code converters include binary, BCD, 7-segment, etc. In this video, we are going to discuss about the adder circuit. The combinational circuit that performs the addition operation is called an adder circuit. These adders are used in the ALU and also in other parts of the processor where they are used to calculate the addresses, table indices and similar operations. And we are having two types of adders, half adder and full adder. Half adder is a combinational logic circuit used for the purpose of adding two single bit numbers. Okay, so these two single bit numbers are addend bit and organ bit. Let it be A and B. Okay, so by adding these two bits, it produces two outputs, sum and carry. Okay, this A and B can have the values either 0 or 1. Okay, so we'll be having four possible operations, 0 plus 0. So it generates the sum as 0 with a carry 0. 0 plus 1, the sum is 1 with a carry 0. 1 plus 0, the sum is 1 with a carry 0. But the operation 1 plus 1, the sum is 0 with a carry 1. Okay, so this A plus B generates two outputs, the sum bit as well as the carry bit. Okay. Now let's draw the truth table of this half adder. As we know, we'll be having two input variables, so we'll be having four possible combinations. For each of these four input combinations, we need to find out the sum variable as well as the carry variable. Okay, so for the combination 0 plus 0, the sum is 0 with carry 0. 0 plus 1 is 1 with carry 0. 1 plus 0 is 1 with carry 0. And 1 plus 1 is 0 with carry 1. Okay, using this K-map, we can find out the simplified expression for this variable sum as well as the carry. The sum is equal to A bar B plus A B bar, which is equal to A exclusive or B. And similarly, the carry is equal to A into B. Okay, so now we got the logic expression for the sum variable as well as the carry variable. Now let's draw the corresponding logic diagram. We need one XOR gate for generating the sum variable and we need one AND gate for generating this carry term, right? So A exclusive or B generates the sum and A into B generates the carry term. So an XOR gate together with an AND gate constitute a half adder. The half adders have no scope of adding the carry bit resulting from the addition of previous bit. And this is the major drawback of half adders. So we are moving to the full adders. A full adder is a combinational circuit that is used for high order bit addition. It adds three binary digits, among which two are the inputs addend and organ and one is the carry obtained from the previous lower significant position. So the logic diagram of this full adder consists of three input variables, addend, organ, as well as the carry obtained from the previous lower significant position. Okay, so this circuit generates two output variables, sum and carry. Okay. Now let's look into the truth table of this full adder. Here we are having three input variables. So we will be having 8 different input combinations. We need to find out the sum value as well as the carry out for each of this combination. 0 plus 0 plus 0 is 0 with carry 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. So 1 with carry 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. 1 plus 0 is 1 with carry 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 0 with carry 1. 1 plus 0 is 1. 1 plus 0 is 1 with the carry 0. Fine. 1 plus 0 is 1. 1 plus 1 is 0 with the carry 1. 1 plus 1 is 0 with carry 1. That is 1 0. So 1 0 plus 0, that is 0 with carry 1. Fine. 1 plus 1 is 0 with carry 1. Okay. So to that 0 we are adding this 1. So we'll be getting 1 with carry 1. Okay. Using this K-map, we can find out the simplified expression for this carry term as AB plus AC plus BC. AB plus AC plus BC. Here we can form three pairs. Okay, so we can reduce it using this K-map. The simplified expression is AB plus AC plus BC. Fine. For the sum term, we'll be getting the values as A, B, B bar, C bar plus A bar, B bar, C plus A bar, B, C bar plus ABC, which is equivalent to A bar, A exclusive or B exclusive of C. Okay. So to represent the sum term, we need of an XOR gate, and to represent this carry term, we need 3 AND gates with 1 OR gate. Okay. So now let's draw the logic diagram. The sum term can be represented using an XOR gate, 3-input XOR gate, A exclusive or B exclusive or C. So that is the sum term. Okay. Then the carry term, to generate this AB, we need one AND gate, then AC, another AND gate, BC, another AND gate. So in the first level, we need 3 AND gates, and in the second level, we need one OR gate. Okay, so the output from each of this AND gate is connected to the OR gate, and it generates the carry out. Okay, so this is the logic diagram of this full adder. Okay, so the sum can be implemented using an XOR gate, and the carry can be generated using 3 AND gates plus 1 OR gate. Fine. We can implement full adder using half adders. A full adder can be designed using 2 half adder and 1 OR gate. Okay, let's look into the truth table of this full adder. From this truth table, we know that the equation for calculating the sum is equal to A exclusive or B exclusive or C. Okay. Similarly, for the carry term, the corresponding minterms which produces the high output in the carry are A bar BC plus A B bar C plus AB C bar plus ABC. Okay, let's simplify that term using various Boolean laws. So we know that C plus C bar. We are taking the common term here. AB is the common term. So we are taking that common term AB into C bar plus C. So according to the complementation law, C bar plus C is 1. So this term becomes AB into 1, which is equal to AB. Fine. Now let's look into here these two terms. We are having C as a common variable. We are taking that one out. A bar B plus AB bar into C. We know that A bar B plus AB bar, that is nothing but the A exclusive or B, right? So we can write it as A exclusive or B into C plus AB. Okay, so we are using an XOR gate and AND gate and a OR gate. Okay. So the sum is obtained as the output from the second half adder, and OR gate will generate the carry obtained. This OR gate will generate the carry obtained. Now let's look into the logic diagram of this full adder, which are implemented using half adder. So as we said, the sum is equal to A exclusive or B exclusive or C. So sum is generated from the output of the XOR gate of the second half adder. Okay, so the first half adder, we are giving A and B as the inputs to the XOR gate. It generates A exclusive or B. Fine. Then we are giving the C to the second XOR gate in the second half adder. So this is the A XOR B XOR C. So A XOR B XOR C will be generated as the output from the XOR gate of the second half adder. Fine. Then the carry out is equal to A exclusive or B into C plus AB. Okay. A exclusive or B. A exclusive or B, we are having that one from the first half adder. Okay, so that one is the one of the input to the AND gate. Then we need to give the C value, right? So this is the A exclusive or B into C. Then we need to have this AB. So this AB is generated from the first half adder. Okay, so this value, this AB plus A exclusive or B into C will be added together to generate the carry out. So this OR gate generates the carry of the full adder. Okay, so we can say that two half adders and an OR gate is used for implementing a full adder. So we are giving A and B, the first inputs to the first half adder, then the C is given to the second half adder. So the output sum is generated from the second half adder. Okay, and the O carry is generated from the OR gate. Okay, so two half adders and an OR gate is used for implementing a full adder. Okay. So in this video, we discussed about the adder circuits. Thank you.